Yeah, I'm new to you. Actually, I'm first time I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
Don't feel I'm a little bit pessimistic, but see the what you have been discussing. What I felt it was a little bit on very high ideals, maybe difficult to implement. For example, growth. You are talking about growth, but without doing growth, how many companies can work? No, see who can transform these companies according to you.
Well, according to me, one doesn't need to have growth in order to have profitability. And I think you would agree with that. Anybody would agree to that. Profit is important. Growth may not be necessarily important. A lot of companies have gone bankrupt, as a matter of fact, going for growth, borrowing a lot of money, going for growth, and now suddenly the cash flow is screwed up. The profitability, the margins are very small, the profitability is messed up. So sustainability has to do with margins, it has to do with profitability, it has to do with having a way of developing yourself and expanding, but that doesn't necessarily have to be growth. So there are other ways one can do things, and a sustain. If you had a company, money, do you have your own company?
No, I work for a company.
Yeah. So assume you had your own company, right?
I'm
And
planning to have one actually.
right. So you have your own company,
Yeah.
and it's a niche company.
Mm-hmm.
That is, it works only in a niche market.
Okay.
So really, growth is not important for that company. For
Hmm.
that company, service is important. Quality of service is important. The kind of clients they get. If he gets one new client in a year of the quality that he wants, then that'll make a huge difference. There are companies like that. There are banks like that. There are niche banks that only work with niche clients. So
But
this,
that one is a growth only, no? Even if I'm going to do one addition,
no, it's not
it,
growth. It may be a replacement of somebody who has fallen by the way, and they have to fall by the way. They're not going to stay with you forever. It doesn't have to be growth. If you focused on profitability, one way to be profitable is to grow. Another way
Mhm.
to be profitable is to innovate. Another way to be profitable is and there are lots of ways to be profitable. Growth is not the only way to be profitable. Another way is whatever profit I'm making, that's enough.
Hmm.
The Tatas go for a 10% return on their investment. They don't go for a larger return on their investment than that. And the Tatas are owned by the Tata Trust.
Hmm.
So there is a model there that has
Hmm.
been around for a long time and has provided service to society and makes a difference. Let me just suggest this one thing, Mani, to you and to everybody else. If you as a company were not providing a service,
Okay.
then you would not be able to survive.
Yeah, that's true.
The main point is, what is the service you're providing? And people have forgotten that in the financial markets, the service is for the guy who owns shares so they can make more money. But they can make more money only if their companies are providing a service. But they don't care about it because they buy a stock today and sell it tomorrow. And the people who own their companies don't do that. They play a long game.
Yeah.
They look in the long term. So there are lots of things. I would invite you to start opening your mind
Sure.
to what else is possible, what else is there.
Okay.
And really the way you're opening your mind is you come up against a barrier called, I don't
Okay.
believe that. That's nonsense. That doesn't make any sense. If it's nonsense, then that's good. Then start exploring it. Because
Hmm.
maybe it's nonsense because of the view from which you're looking at it. And maybe if you looked at it from another view, it won't be nonsense anymore.
Oh, great thought. Thank you. One more thing is you talked about inequality.
Yes.
How can we eradicate that? No, it's very difficult, isn't it?
If something is difficult, it doesn't mean you shouldn't work on it, right?
Yeah, that's true. But
And
how?
also to answer your question, I have no idea how you eradicate it. I'm not even saying we should eradicate it. I'm saying it is causing huge damage to society and it's just getting worse. At the very least, it needs to get less.
Hmm.
The inequity, the difference between the rich and the poor, the 1% and the 99, that's a huge difference.
So you are advocating communism then?
No, I'm not. If you know anything about communism, you know I'm not advocating communism.
No, then you have to distribute the wealth to the from the rich to the
No, I'm
poor.
not doing that. I never said you should do that. I just said the inequality is appalling and it is killing our society. And just like the growth model is killing our society, at some point the whole bubble will burst and the climate change will come and the heavens will open and the rains will be so much that you won't know what to do with it. And then of course you can say, oh, but somebody else didn't do something, they didn't build the dams, that's why it happened. But you're not paying attention to that you have been supporting a model of growth, unlimited growth, and you're not paying attention to you've been supporting a model that tolerates inequality. And you see your fellow man in the street and you see people, today the person who worked in your house, either he's living in the slum or they came from another state to work where you are, and then they decided that they have to go back, and now they're stopped at the border.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? They will die there, and their family won't even know where they are buried when they die or burned when they die. This is the situation you and me are facing today. Arundhati Roy wrote an article recently. It'd be useful to read that article. Now, that may be her point of view, and you may not agree with Arundhati, and you may say, oh yeah, she's a communist, she's a this, she's a that. That's what they do in America. They want to put somebody down, they call them a communist.
Anyway, I differ very much differ with her actually. So that's different story. Okay.
Yeah, then therefore read her article. You might find that you have to open your mind to listen to what she's saying.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hopefully, I think you will visit Bahrain, and I will able to
Oh,
attend
you
one
invite me, I'll come.
Sanjay has to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, Sanjay is happy to do it. Sanjay, catch hold of Money. Ask him to invite us, okay? We'll be happy to come. But Money, thank you for engaging in the conversation. I appreciate that, okay?
Thank you.